Hey everybody, how's it going? A lot of people have asked if I would comment on what's been going on in Afghanistan right now. I genuinely have nothing to say other than that my heart goes out to the people that are stuck there or that have gotten screwed over by the situation, not just over the past few weeks, but over the past 20 years. I really do feel sorry for them, and I wish there was something that I could actually do, but there isn't. And one of the things that people have asked is if I would comment on this situation. I really have nothing educated to say here. When it comes to foreign policy, I don't know much at all. But when it comes to right to repair, I do. And one of the things that I wasn't going to talk about this subject because, again, it's just not an area where I can add anything meaningful or useful to the conversation. But recently something came out that I think there is something to add to. So one of the things I've mentioned in this channel several times over the past several years is that the whole right to repair movement, it is not just about Apple. There's way more than just Apple that we're talking about here, and we're talking about a lot more than just laptops and cell phones. I talked about this in a video discussing right to repair issues within the Marine Corps in 2019, and I also discussed it about a month and a half ago with Biden's executive order that demonstrates that the military has serious problems related to right to repair. And what I found particularly interesting from just a cultural perspective is that it actually appears that in some small ways, the Taliban may actually understand right to repair more than members of our military. And when I say members of our military, I am not talking about the servicemen and women that risk their lives every day or the people that actually do the work. I'm talking about the people that make administrative decisions that wind up screwing over people in the field, seemingly by the comments that I get on my own YouTube channel that Matt Stoller has also covered in several posts. So I wanted to demonstrate that to you by playing this one video that genuinely shocked me. So what they're doing here is they're talking about planes and things that are supposed to not be fixable that it appears that they are actually fixing. So let's go over this a little bit here.
American troops had dismantled their systems before leaving. Can the Taliban repair them? We decided to find out.
I'm standing inside a hangar that has Chinook helicopters, the same Chinook helicopters that were given by the US to the Afghan Air Force and the Afghan Army. They've been damaged to the point beyond repair.
So they've been damaged to the point where they're considered beyond repair.
But the Taliban engineers here say that they would be able to repair them.
But the Taliban engineers claim that they can fix it in spite of us saying it's damaged beyond repair.
The brother of Sirajuddin Haqqani, who is the deputy leader of the Taliban and the chief of the Haqqani network. We asked him what exactly the Taliban plans to do with the American war chest. Here's what he told us.
هدف حاصل شو الحمد لله اوس به دې لپاره کار کوي دا نظام په خو درېږي دلته مخبل عقیده تحفظ وکړو موږ د خپل ملت خدمت وکړو.
You want our engineers to repair these and make them functional?
The Pentagon may be telling Americans that the aircraft left behind are inoperable.
So we said that they're inoperable and that they will never fly again.
But the Taliban's confidence about fixing them tells a different story. What about the airport?
But the Taliban's confidence in fixing it tells a different story. Now, let's discuss a little bit of what Matt Stoller discussed in this article, where he titled it, "A Real Shit Show. Soldiers Angrily Speak Out About Being Blocked from Repairing Equipment by Contractors." This is referring to American soldiers, and I understand why American soldiers would be pissed off being blocked from repairing equipment by contractors. So he picked up just a couple of interesting comments from this video. When I served in Afghanistan with the Army, we had a lot of equipment we were not allowed to service, even if they were easy repairs. They paid field service reps to stay in Afghanistan, all making way more money than we made. They all made six figures. I've seen the billing statements. A regular 10-grade bolt that's 20 cents was about $65 and $600 to replace. That isn't an exaggeration. Lockheed Martin was one. The company who made our mine rollers that regularly wore out wheels and bearings. The wheels were 4 to 6 inches round, being pushed at road speeds on gravel roads. This has been a problem in the Army for years. We had to pay the contractors to help us fix things because we didn't have access to proprietary company information. A big problem with the Apache. I'm a technician in the U.S. Navy, and I can tell you there was a time when we used to be able to troubleshoot and repair pretty much everything we own. We were able to keep spare parts and high-fail items on hand, and we had complete parts lists and troubleshooting diagrams for everything. Now, most most new equipment is under contract, and instead of being able to repair, we are required to contact a civilian technician, and they have to come on board to fix problems. This means when we're deployed, we are paying to fly someone thousands of miles in a war zones to fix something that probably just needs a simple component replacement. It's a nightmare. I understand the pain of the individuals that left these comments. I support United States Army, Marine, Navy, and Air Force and all service members that want to be able to fix this stuff in the field when they know that they can, rather than having to wait for some authorized service center or whatever the military version of the Genius Bar is to be able to show up and do what they're too stupid to do. I support the people that want to be able to fix these things. And it's bullshit that they can't. And the part that truly makes me sick reading through all of this and listening to this is the idea that in some way, shape, or form, the Taliban actually understand right to repair more than we do. You have, I mean, I'm not good at emoting. I'm not good at dramatizing my emotion, but I can't tell you how pissed off I was watching that video, and I can't tell you how pissed off I was reading through all the comments that I see here, because this is a great part of American culture. And, you know, what were a lot of the bumper stickers about this for the past 20 years? Freedom isn't free, you know, spread freedom across the world and all this other stuff, when we can't even get freedom within our own military, to the point where people who are in the military who want to be able to fix things that belong to our country can't fix them. We give up. And then the Taliban's like, you know what? No, you know, U.S. military, you said it's unfixable. You know what? We're not going to take broken for an answer. That's the attitude that I have when the Apple Store says, this is not fixable. If someone tells you they can fix this, they're going to screw you. That's what several of the geniuses used to tell my customers. When the customers would come to my store, they'd be a little doubtful. They'd go to Apple, and then they'd wind up coming back to me because they didn't want to pay $1,500 or $1,800. I used to hear this over 7 years ago. A lot less now because of the publicity we've gotten since. But 7 years ago, they would routinely say, if someone says they can fix this, they're making that up, or they're scamming you, they're screwing you, whatever. And then I would fix it right in front of them. I didn't take broken for an answer. Oh, you say that's unfixable? Who cares? The Taliban is taking that attitude. That's the attitude. I'm not saying we should be like the Taliban. I'm not saying they're people to look up to. But that attitude that they have in this one specific instance is actually the attitude that we should have, that we should be proud to have. And we don't. And it makes me sick. It really does. It makes me sick, the degree to which this has permeated our culture to the point where the Taliban has more confidence in their ability to fix American devices than Americans do. Makes me sick. It just makes me sick. Again, I'm not saying this to take away from the fact that there are many other issues that are more important to people that are stuck in Afghanistan now than right to repair. It's just I'm not educated in any way, shape, or form on that. I haven't kept up with it enough to be able to comment on it. Again, my heart does go out to the people that are stuck there, to the people that are casualties of this, that just did not want anything to do with it, that are stuck living in hell as a result. I feel horrible about it. But yeah, this wasn't something that I really planned on commenting on, because I just don't. It's like a 20-year plus or 50-year plus geopolitical conflict. That's not exactly this thing that I feature on this channel, because it's just not what I know about. But I do like to talk about this because this is something that I do talk about on a regular basis. And I say this because I just want to give people the idea that this is how far behind we've come as a country when it comes to this particular issue. When it comes to the issue of right to repair, we're getting beat by the Taliban. And I really hope that just lights a fire under some people's asses to realize, like, come on, man, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now. As you can see, Mr. Clinton was so pissed he couldn't even show up for this one. He couldn't. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.